What was UNPROFOR's role in the Srebrenica Massacre? Have you ever wondered how a peacekeeping mission could fail so dramatically during one of the most tragic events in recent history? The United Nations Protection Force, known as UNPROFOR, was deployed in Bosnia and Herzegovina during the Yugoslav Wars. Its mission included protecting designated safe areas, one of which was Srebrenica. This area was declared a safe haven in 1993, but the reality on the ground was far more complicated. UNPROFOR was initially tasked with monitoring ceasefires and creating conditions for peace talks. In Srebrenica, the goal was to shield the civilian population from attacks by Bosnian Serb forces. However, the mission faced significant limitations. The Security Council authorized UNPROFOR to use force in self-defense, but the troops were critically under-resourced. There were far fewer soldiers than needed to effectively defend the enclave. In Srebrenica, the peacekeepers were primarily a small group of Dutch soldiers, often referred to as Dutchbat. These soldiers were heavily outnumbered and lacked the military strength to counter the Bosnian Serb army's offensive in July 1995. Despite repeated warnings from Dutchbat about the worsening situation, UNPROFOR Command did not send sufficient reinforcements or military support. As the Bosnian Serb forces surrounded Srebrenica, they cut off humanitarian aid and access routes. Eventually, they overran the area. UNPROFOR's inability to demilitarize the conflicting parties made the situation even more precarious. The Bosnian Serb forces did not withdraw their heavy weapons as required, while the Bosniak defenders were not fully disarmed. This created a tense environment that was ripe for conflict. When the Bosnian Serb forces captured Srebrenica, the peacekeepers could not prevent the mass execution of over 8,000 Bosniak Muslim men and boys. This event is recognized as genocide. While some civilians found limited protection in the compound, the majority were handed over to the Serb forces. The role of UNPROFOR in Srebrenica is often viewed critically. The mission's limitations and the international community's lack of decisive action allowed one of the worst atrocities of the Yugoslav Wars to occur. This failure highlighted the challenges faced by peacekeeping missions, which can be constrained by political decisions and insufficient troop deployment. The tragic events in Srebrenica serve as a painful reminder of the vulnerabilities faced by civilians in conflict zones, even with the presence of international forces. UNPROFOR was meant to protect Srebrenica, but it was undermanned, under-equipped, and restricted by its mandate. This left the population vulnerable during one of the darkest chapters in Southeast European history.